After a steady start to Pete Mahon's reign last Tuesday night's defeat to Sligo Rovers, put the pressure back on St Patrick's Athletic for their trip to Oriel Park. And Chris Turner and Dundalk tried to make that pressure even greater, but Brendan Clark passed that early test. Still, his goal would come under plenty more pressure in the early stages of this game, with Dundalk pressing hard for an early opener. This time, Michael McGowan took on the keeper, but with the same outcome. The visiting fans needed something from their team to suggest their journey had been worthwhile, and they got it just before half-time when Gareth O'Connor and Ryan Guy combined well. Only for the Americans' shot to beat Peter Cherry, but curled just the wrong side of the post. Having failed to capitalise on their early dominance, Dundalk tried to right that in the second half, and Darren Manstrom probably could have done better. It didn't take Pats quite so long to create something this half, with O'Connor looking lively in the middle. Stephen Maher put in a burst of speed on the right flank, and his cross was only cleared as far as Gary Dempsey. His first-time shot didn't trouble Cherry. Dundalk must have been nervous at this stage, with Pats getting closer all the time, and in the 66th minute the visitors did have the ball in the net. Bobby Ryan's effort off the post, O'Connor the man to tap in the rebound. But he'd been in an offside position, so the goal didn't count. As the game went on, the mist descended, and Dundalk thought they should have had not one, but two penalties. First claiming the fallen Jason Gavin had handled the ball. Then, when Michael McGinley whipped his cross into the box, Tiernan Mulvena went tumbling under Stuart Byrne's challenge, and referee Alan Kelly did blow the whistle, but only so he could book the Dundalk man for diving. He didn't complain either. And that was the last decent action in a disappointing game. A scoreless draw keeps Dundalk steady, but leaves Pats perilously close to the relegation zone.
Disappointed, I think, at the end of it, but I know Pats had a few chances, especially in the second half, and one just before half-time, you know, but we've had a couple of shouts for penalties and haven't been given. I think there was, I'm not sure about the second one, I don't think that was a penalty, but I think the first one could have been. You know, but it's a draw, you know, we just have to take it and go on to the next game.
Our overall play was very, very good. Our use of the ball was excellent. The desire was there tonight, maybe that was lacking on Tuesday. And if we keep putting in performances like that between now and the end of the season, we'll be grand.
No, listen, there's 5 games to play and we want to try and win 5 of them, you know. We wanted to try and win this one tonight. And we've just got to keep plugging away and see if we can finish in that 4th spot. You know, we'd like to finish, make sure we finish 5th. I think we're probably 90% there. But if we can creep up on Cork or Derry, then that'd be fantastic.
The Pats Dundalk match didn't look like a great match at Oriel Park, 0-0, not too much to sing about. We didn't get the views of Pete Mahon afterwards, but we heard from Sean Connor there saying they want to win their next 5 matches and consolidate their position.
Yeah, it might be a very good point for Pats at the end of the day, you know, but I think what Sean Connor has done, and I think you've got to give him a lot of credit for what he's done in Dundalk this year. And I think he's brought in an awful lot of players that he works with and has worked with in other teams that have formed the nucleus of the side, and that's what has done him and brought him up the table. And I think looking at where he's saying that he wants to get up and challenge Derry and Cork, is I think he's right to say that, because he doesn't know what's going to happen at the end of the season with all the stuff that's happening off the scene. So, you know, he's done really, really well in his first season there.